What's up, y'all? I'm so excited to be back here today to talk to you all about Raving Fans. So the reason I'm excited about this live stream is because when I first started working in startups about 8 years ago, it was one of the first books that I was given by my boss to read. This book called Raving Fans by Ken Blanchard. And it changed the way that I look at how businesses communicate with their actual clients. And I want to share some things today that I think will be really helpful to develop in your own social media strategy so you're getting the most out of your followers, actually becoming advocates for your brand, where they're going out and telling their friends, their family, their colleagues about it, and spreading brand awareness, basically becoming a part of your marketing team. The way I like to think about this is the fact that average brands will have average fans, right? That's an easy way to remember it. You don't want to be an average brand out there that people aren't going to talk about. If you've read another book that goes into this idea, Good to Great, it's the concept that people don't talk about good or average service. They talk about bad service or they talk about amazing services and products. So you want to obviously be on that side of the spectrum of the amazing services and products to get people to actually speak about you with their friends and family. And when people speak about your brand, they're actually doing you a huge favor in building trust for your brand online. Because if you hear about a brand from someone you trust, that trust is already built for your brand. So you need to go above and beyond when you want to get people to talk about your brand, and you need to give people a clear way to tell their friends and family and colleagues about what your brand does. So whether you're a brand who is online or offline, word of mouth marketing is one of the most powerful things you can do to really get your sales to increase and to get that awareness out about the fact that you exist. So what are the things that set your company apart from being just that average company out there? Is it a feature that you offer that no one else does? That's an awesome thing that people will talk about. So creating Raving Fans can be a part of your actual product or service. Another thing that can create Raving Fans is sharing your company values. Think about a company like Tom's. They are aligned with a specific mission and value to get shoes to those in need. That word of mouth marketing spiraled so much because it was such an amazing cause that we were aligned with those values that we wanted to purchase from them. So your values could be that unique thing that sets you apart and gets that word of mouth marketing. Are you running a business in a really transparent way where you're putting those values out on social media so that people actually know about them? It doesn't have to be something where you're always going out and giving to charity. It can be something that you're just putting out there, hey, I want to change the world because of XYZ. That way, if someone feels really strongly about that and it aligns with that same value, it's more likely they'll be able to speak about your company in a really authentic, exciting way. Your customers are going to always take notice if you contribute to a good cause. So if your company goes out there and participates in charities, let that be known. That can be something that people love to talk about when they see brands helping to make a change in the world, especially with what's going on right now. If your company is trying to align with different organizations out there, or they're trying to change their practices, let that be known so that people who have those values are then more connected to your brand. It can also be something, creating Raving Fans can also really encompass this idea of having like a unique packaging experience, right? So we've all seen our friends or family or those unboxing videos on YouTube where people are taking packages that they get from companies that are done in a really unique way, whether the box has some written quotes on them or whether inside the box of like a makeup company, let's say, they have a lot of confetti and like a little burst of confetti comes out when you open the box. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It could be something as a handwritten note, thanking the person with their name on it and telling them a little bit about why you personally love the product. That goes above and beyond to create that experience of having a raving fan. Service is also a huge one when it comes to creating Raving Fans. How can you go above and beyond? We all know the expectation of writing into a support team, let's say, is set pretty low. We've all written into cable companies or people and really have had a headache about it, right? Can you be a brand that people love to write into so that when people talk about a service experience they had, it's going to be this awesome experience they're talking about, especially in this day and age when products and services are so saturated online. Service is one of the things that can set you apart from other products or services like yours. So Copy is one of my favorite ways right now to produce raving fans. And I want to share, especially for online businesses out there, why you should develop a really strong sense of how to be a great copywriter. Derek Sivers, who's kind of a thought leader when it comes to like online marketing and doing business in general. He's been around forever, and one of the very first companies that he actually founded was called CD Baby. That tells you something about how long ago it was, right? This was him actually shipping CDs to people, kind of like a subscription service for music in that way. And one of the things that I love about this story is that he got so much traction in word of mouth marketing because of the confirmation email that he sent after someone purchased from him. So this is a huge opportunity for your brand. Any brand can have a confirmation email, whether it's after booking a call or purchasing from you, that provides a fun moment or a fun experience that people talk about. So here's Derek's example here. I'm going to read his email because I think it's so great. So stick with me here as I read this. So this is an email after you purchase. You could have just got a confirmation email that said, great, you purchased from CD Baby. Thanks, your CD is on the way. You know, that would be appreciated. But what he did is he plussed that up. This is what his email said. Your CD has been gently taken from our CD Baby shelves with sterilized contamination-free gloves and placed into a satin pillow. A team of 50 employees inspected your CD and polished it to make sure it was the best possible condition for mailing. Our packaging specialist from Japan lit a candle with a hush, and it fell over the crowd as he put your CD into the finest gold-lined box that money can buy. We all have a wonderful celebration afterwards, and the whole party marched down the street to the post office where the entire town of Portland waved bon voyage to your package. It's on its way to you in your private CD Baby jet of the day, Friday, June 6th, whatever the date was. I hope you had a wonderful time shopping at CD Baby. We sure did. Your picture is on our wall as customer of the year. We are exhausted, but can't wait for you to come back to CD Baby. What an awesome email to get. You're gonna laugh if that comes to your inbox, right? So this one fun email here got him over 20,000 results of customers sharing that online. That is 20,000 marketing messages that are going out online every day of people screenshotting this email, sharing it to social media, sharing it to their blogs because they thought it was an amazing experience. That is something with copy that you can provide for your business. So look at your emails, your confirmation emails, your billing emails. Look for those little ways to make it a little more unique and to put your brand voice in there to provide your actual followers, your customers, a fun experience, and they will start to talk about it. You don't want to be average. You don't want those emails to just match the exact email everyone else's. The worst thing you can do for your business is just to be a watered down version of someone else's, right? Look for ways to be more unique out there, and people will start talking about your brand. So, as you go into this, the main mindset I want you to try here is that you need to create raving fans. It's not about simply doing the job. You have to have that customer in mind in everything you do. One of the ways that Disney actually explains this is they have a +1%. They call it plus it up. So everything that you do at Disney, before you actually do that action, you stop and think, how can I add 1% more and plus this up? So how they do this is they have their 4 keys. So their 4 systems of actually what their values are about. So for your company, think about what your 4 values are, or if they're more or less, and everything that goes through copywriting, goes through product, should have these values in mind. That's how you create a consistent company and a consistent brand voice, right? For Disney, these things are safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. So those are what they call their 4 keys. They're designed kind of in a hierarchy at Disney, actually, so that safety always comes before courtesy, courtesy always comes before show, show always comes before efficiency. And that is the lens you're gonna have when you're making decisions within the Disney company, is if it follows those guidelines. You need to have that for your brand so that everyone, especially if you're gonna grow your brand one day to have a team, is following those same things. So Disney has those set so everyone can follow those guidelines so that they provide a consistent, amazing experience for everyone having an experience at the park. But within that, they have so much freedom to plus it up. So you need to set up these systems for your brand and give yourself, if you're a solopreneur, or give your team the ability to have a little bit of leeway to make those choices. Here at Edgar, we have a lot of leeway when it comes to actually communicating with our members about what we can do for them, what we can make their experience a little bit better on the customer support team, because we know the guidelines and the values that our team sticks to. And if it goes into making sure that we're providing as much value to them as they're providing monetarily to our subscription service, then we have that leeway to make those choices. Empower your team, take care of your team so that they'll take care of your customers, and you can get that raving fan effect. Always be consistent, but always be adaptable enough to make that change if it needs to happen. That is what a raving fan company really looks like. And you really want to make sure that everyone in your company has your mission statement in mind. If you're a solopreneur and you feel like you want to tune out here, please do not, because you might grow your brand one day, as well as the fact that if you're a solopreneur, you still need to have a mission statement, right? One of the ways that I like to look at this is this idea that brands with a mission really think about the outcome for the customer more. And we all know that in marketing, what customers are looking for is a desired outcome, whether it's bringing them more happiness, whether it's solving their pain point, and your mission needs to have that in mind. So let's take a look at a mission statement from a large company like Microsoft. So their vision actually says they want to get a computer in every desktop in America. So this creates a path to make sure that they're designing in an affordability way. If they're going to get a computer on every desktop, it's got to be affordable, right? It also guides their way that it's got to be kind of compact and small. If it's going to fit in every home in America, it can't be this huge thing. So that's going to guide their product design. You need to make sure that you have really friendly salespeople. You need to make sure that your salespeople can talk to a wide array of people with this vision in mind. Every single household is going to have different values. Your salespeople need to have this way of talking to them where it resonates. So you see how that vision of just getting a computer on every desktop in every home actually starts to guide the product and guide the sales team and guide the customer support team. So that's the kind of importance of having that vision statement in mind so that every department is working together to get this raving fan experience. And truly, business owners who understand this and who really encompass this and put this into progress in their business know that this lukewarm sort of idea of, oh, I just have to buy this product to solve my pain point is not going to give you brand awareness that you want online. You want to feel really good about the systems and messaging that you're putting out there and how you are getting to know your customer. So if you're a brand who feels like you don't know your customer very well, this might be the step you need to take to help really plus up the experience and create some raving fans. Because remember, if you are obsessed with your customer's life, your business is going to reflect that. So go and see what other pages they follow. Go and have some calls and ask them what podcasts they consume, what YouTube channels they love, what blogs they love to read outside of your own. And you go and consume that content yourself. It helps you get in your customer's mind about what else they are thinking about on a daily basis. So your content can show up, resonate, and support what is going on in their lives. The better you serve your customers you already have, the more raving fans you're going to create and the more new customers you're going to get. I think so often we think about getting new customers, bringing in new leads, that we forget about the fact our existing customers are the ones we need to be talking to, the ones we need to be serving, because they've already proven that they want our product or service. And if we can serve them in a plus up 1% way with that Disney value in mind, if we can serve them in this way, they're going to tell their friends, and that's automatically going to bring us in new clients. So really make sure you're getting to know the customers you already have on an intimate level so you can resonate with those new ones that you want to get, as well as taking advantage of word of mouth raving fan marketing. Other ways of really getting it out there on social media, especially because, you know, at MeetEdgar, we do love our social media. is to really talk about who you are. So this comes into the thing that I chatted a little bit about at the beginning, in the way that people need a way to talk about you. So if you look at your social feeds and you're not giving people your origin story about how your brand started, or if you're not sharing photos of yourself to give people a little background on what your personality is like, it's hard for people to then describe your company to their friends. So make sure you're not only putting your company values out there and your origin story out there, but you're thinking about, if someone were talking about your brand, do they have a 1 to 2 sentence elevator pitch that they could tell their friend very easily? If you don't see it come across clearly in your social feeds, add some social status updates in there that give people a couple of sentences that they can use to describe their product or service. This can be a part of your promotions, of course, but make sure it's front and center, that you're giving people their own elevator pitch to use. That will make it much more likely they're actually going out there and telling their friends and family about this. And this is all going back to the fact that people buy from people, right? So when I say get your face out there, this does mean actually getting photos of you and your team on your social media feeds. It doesn't have to be plastered that way, but let's say that you want to do 3 photos a week, let's say. This does not have to be that overwhelming. If you want to send 3 photos of yourself out a week, you could do a brand photo shoot. If you do a brand photo shoot that produces 12 awesome images of you and your team, and you're sending out 3 a week, that's approximately a month's worth of fresh brand photos going out on social media, right? If you're sharing 3 a week, if there's approximately 4 weeks in a month, that just means you have to get 12 photos. So get out there and get someone with a nice camera on your team. If you've got someone with an iPhone 11, take advantage of that beautiful camera that they have. Or look for photographers who would perhaps do something in exchange for their services. Do you have something you could exchange with a photographer to come take these brand photos for you, so that you're building that know, like, and trust, and people know who they're talking about when they go to talk about your brand? Another ingredient that I absolutely want you to make sure you're connecting with your ideal clients with is to make sure they know why you're posting everything. So everything on social media should go back to the fact that you are there to serve your followers. You need to make sure that you're showing up with the mindset that you know exactly why every single post is going out online. Bottom line, to be relatable to your ideal clients, you need to really identify with what's going on in their reality. Seeing your content should not be a chore for your followers, right? It should be short, it should be sweet, it should be impactful for their lives. So look at your queue in Edgar and make sure you know what status updates are there for. Is it there to make sure you're getting your values out? Is it there to make sure that you are asking questions to get engagement and get to know your community better? Is it there to bring them a smile? That works too. Entertaining posts are a great way to emotionally bond with your customers. And remember, it is not all about getting money for your brand. It's all about serving and helping your ideal clients. That mindset shift is going to change everything for getting word of mouth marketing out there. The easier it is that you make it for people to talk about you in a way that you have gone above and beyond for them, and you've given them the words to use when they talk to their family and friends about you, the better. Now, once you've created these raving fans, what are you going to do with them, right? You want to make sure that you're thanking them, you're being generous about it if you see them creating user-generated content online with your product or service, but you also want to harness this in the form of testimonials that you can share on your own feeds. So make sure you have something set up like a Google form or a system where you're DMing people to ask them to actually provide you a testimonial. This I know is so awkward and so uncomfortable if you haven't done it before, but human beings love helping people out. So don't rob people of that feeling of being helpful. And if you need more ideas for how you can harness these testimonials, there's a link in this video description here to a blog post of ours that goes through a systematic process of how you get more testimonials for your brand. So be unique, put your whole heart in it, and give people a reason to rave about your brand. Think about what your unique selling proposition is and think how you can bring that into your social media posting. It was such a pleasure chatting with you all today. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be talking all about how you actually find new followers online in creative ways. So tune in, and I am excited to hang out again. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to learn in future live streams, and we are always open to feedback. I'll see you guys again soon.